You know what's crazy, y'all? And sometimes when things doesn't work out, even if you think that it was going to work out, even if God might have allowed you or let you participate or apply or try to make something work, sometimes when things just doesn't work out, I don't care if it's a friendship, a relationship, a job, a career, a move, a change, whatever, it's because God wanted you to sometimes pay attention to something, sometimes to fall back in love with yourself, sometimes to find what you actually love and what you're passionate about, and sometimes to give you that hope, that sense of hope again, right? So sometimes we might partake in things, but then they leave us or they don't stay forever. But usually that's to get us back motivated. That's for us to get our self-worth. That's for us to get back seeking and hopeful of things or of change. So it may not actually work out in the way that you wanted to work out, but in the end, you still will learn something. There's still a lesson to be learned here. There's still something that God showed you within this process, within this situation, within this relationship, within this career. Okay. Even if this is something that you feel like you really, really, really want to do, if it does not work out, baby, just let it fall. Just let it fall. Because when God wants something to work out, he's going to make sure that it really works out. If something doesn't work out for you, if you're in a relationship, you guys are always fighting and bickering and there's no understanding going on, let it fall. If you're at a job and things are just not working, you're not seeing eye to eye, shit not working out, just let it fall. Sometimes we can actually become the problem when we're trying to put the pieces together for something and it's not even the right pieces. That's like having 5 different puzzles and you got all the pieces down and you're trying to put pieces together. That's just so confusing. It's not even going to work because you don't even have just one puzzle. It's so much different things. We have to just let God do things in the way that he wants to do things. Okay? Follow your highest consciousness. So your highest consciousness might tell you to go apply for that job or go try to get into that school, university. You may not actually get in there, but your higher consciousness is happy because you actually applied. You actually got hopeful again. You actually started to explore your mind and explore your creativity and explore what you actually may want to do or partake in. So they still look at it as a win. You may not like it. You may feel like, damn, what was the point? You may feel like you wasted time. You know what I'm saying? But if you learned something, if you didn't lose your self-worth, if you didn't lose your love for yourself, baby, you gained a lot. You gained some new knowledge. Oh, excuse me, y'all. You gained some new knowledge about yourself. You could have gained a new passion. Maybe it's not working out with this particular company or this particular person, but God is going to bless you with the right person or the right company, the right job, the right people, the right family. Maybe it didn't work out with your last man and y'all were supposed to have this family. It didn't work out, but God is going to bring in someone that you can have a family with. But we have to let things fall. Stop trying to build shit that God is breaking down. Let the tower just be the tower. Let things fall so that you can make room for what God needs you to actually make room for. Maybe God needed you to do something or do that just to change your mindset, just to get you back hopeful. It's something about just being more hopeful, okay? Being more faithful, just being more eager about the world, excited about the world, okay? Sometimes God will do things just to get our excitement back because maybe the enemy came in and they stripped you away from that excitement. So even if you get into a new relationship and you're feeling so excited and happy and it doesn't actually work out how you want, you still are very much happy. Your energy was able to be shifted. Y'all get what I'm saying here? It's all about perspective, baby. And once you understand that and you understand that what God has planned for you is the best plan, it's the bigger plan, it's the greater plan. He knows us more than we know ourselves. Your highest consciousness knows where you need to be, knows where you would thrive, knows what you would actually enjoy doing in the long haul. So just go with the flow. If it's not working, let it fall. Especially if you done tried, you done gave it your all, let it fall. Because obviously God don't want you there no more. Or obviously God never really wanted you to do that. Or God just wanted you to learn something else within it. But maybe this wasn't the blessing. The blessing wasn't in that. The blessing was in you finding yourself. The blessing was you loving yourself again. The blessing was you being hopeful for the world again. Hopeful to travel. Hopeful to love again. Hopeful to find a real friend again. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, God is within, and within means to be your better self, to become your higher self, to tap into your higher conscious. So if he's doing things as a lesson, go with it. Because again, it's preparing you for your higher conscious. It's preparing you for what you actually need to succeed, or it's preparing you for what you're actually passionate and happy about. You get what I'm saying here? So it might fall. And you may be upset because you're like, well, God, why did you lead me this way? Kind of like the children of Israel being led to the Red Sea. They're like, well, why did you lead me this way? Why did you bring me this way? Why did you even let me follow this path if it was going to crumble, if it was going to fall? But guess what? The children of Israel learned to have faith in God that day. So their faith got sharpened. You see what God did there? They were panicking. They didn't know what to do. But they learned a new faith in God. They learned a new faith in Moses, who was leading them. They learned to respect the leader and to be the follower that they are. So it's something to be learned in every situation. Even if you don't understand what God is trying to do, let him do what he needs to do. If it does not work out, if they bullshit you and y'all was supposed to go out and hang out and they bullshitted you, they never picked you up, you better not go crazy. You better let that thing fall. Let it be what it is. If you had plans to do something and someone flaked on you, don't crash out. Let it be what it is. That can be God protecting you, telling you, I don't even want you to do that shit anyway. And I know you ain't going to say no, so let me have it where you have no choice. Change your perspective, bro. Change your perspective on things. Sometimes it's not what we really want to do. Okay? God might allow us to do what we want to do for a short period of time, but it doesn't mean that we're going to have it forever, because your higher self is just like, this is not actually who you are. This is not actually what you need. Okay? Some people, you want things that you actually do not need. You want that relationship, but you don't need that. You want that friendship, but you really ain't needing that. You want this specific job, but bitch, you don't even understand how you're going to be stressed out of this motherfucker. God has bigger plans for you. So when things don't work out, say it with me. Let it fall. I love you all, and I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.